today I just wanted to go over a quick chicken recipe. Really easy. We have such a big family that sometimes it's nice to just get something thrown in the oven so that you can get everything else taken care of for the day. So what we're gonna do is I've got chicken thighs that don't have bone in, and then I have chicken legs that are bone in. So the legs are gonna have to go in first, obviously, because they're bone in, so they're gonna take a little bit longer. So first thing I did is I set our oven to 375. Second thing, I kind of prepped everything. I've got the chicken here, the containers the chicken's gonna go into. I've got some spices here. These two can use for the chicken. And then this, I like to do a nice herby rice on the side of chicken. I think chicken and rice go so well together. So I'm gonna show you how I do my little butter marinade for the rice. And then, yeah, so let's get started. So we've got the chicken. Let's not do the chicken first. Let's do the butter first. Okay, I got my knife here. I just have a plain old stick of butter, unsalted. I prefer to do unsalted butter in general because you can use it to bake. You don't want to use salted butter to bake because then obviously your baked goods will turn out too salty because you're going to be adding salt to everything. So I tend to do unsalted butter. So I've got about half a stick of butter here. Throw it in this little pan. So unfortunately today I don't have fresh garlic. Normally I put fresh garlic in here. I chop it up and throw it in here. It's this beautiful flavor when it's cooked on low and simmered in olive oil or butter. It really infuses the oil. I don't have fresh today, unfortunately. It's fine. Not a big deal. We'll get some at the store later. So I've got my mortar and pestle. I've got some thyme. This is actually really, this is delicious. Okay, so the thing to remember when you guys are using dried herbs is remember that they're stronger than fresh because all the oils are concentrated. So when you're adding this kind of stuff, a little bit here, a little bit there. I tend to not use measurements. I just kind of eyeball it. So a little bit of thyme, a little bit of rosemary, right in here in the mortar and pestle. Crunch it up. If you don't have one of these, no big deal. You can just rub them between your fingers, crack them up that way. I've done that before, especially with the rosemary, and then your hands smell amazing. Okay, so broken up a little bit. I just take some of it, pour it in here. Probably a good about half a tablespoon there of the herbs. Okay, and then I've got a little fresh ground pepper. You don't have fresh ground, no big deal. Use whatever pepper you got, not a big deal at all. And then some salt. So we have pink salt. We like to use pink salt over sea salt. It doesn't have as strong of a flavor. We find we really like it. It's a little bit more mild. So we use that. And then, I forgot, I need to grab some. So because I don't have any fresh garlic, no big deal. A little bit of garlic powder. It's right in there, just a little bit. So then what I do with this is I then just take this and I put it on the stove, I put it on the back, I put it on low, even simmer, warm if you have it, and the butter will just melt and all of these flavors will get infused. And I just throw it on there, let it go for however long until your chicken's done. It just sits there and it just marinates and it's beautiful. And then once your rice is done, you just literally dump this on your rice and fold it in. And it's this just hint of beautiful freshness on your rice. And it goes really, really well with the chicken. So that's that done. Now, for the chicken, like I said, I've got bone-in thighs and then I've got boneless, I messed it up. Boneless thighs and bone-in legs. Shouldn't be that confusing, but it is. Okay, anyway, so we are gonna take these. I'm just gonna plop them on our butcher block here. Okay, move that aside a little bit. So I've got my two different seasonings. So with chicken, we have found this amazing rub on the store or at Amazon that we really like. One is a pepper citrus rub, and then the other one is a pork and poultry rub. And oh, it's so delicious. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to split, I'm just gonna split these up a little bit here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do half of them in this nice poultry rub. I'm just kind of evenly coating them. Get some thighs in here. Our kids really, really love this one. This is like their favorite rub. Okay. Okay. Massage them in a little bit. Make that stuff stick. Perfect. Okay. Citrus pepper. Same for the remaining. Just get it in there. Nice rub. Perfect. Pick them up, give them a little rub again. Okay. So then I'm gonna lay the chicken thighs in here. Kind of try to alternate them, give them a little bit of room. Okay. Same. Or do that with the legs, I should say, the bone-in legs. And then chicken thighs, I'm just gonna kind of squeeze in here. Okay, the bone-in legs are gonna cook at 375 for about 45 to 50 minutes is when they're completely done. So the thighs don't have bones. So these are gonna cook at 375 for about 20, 25 minutes, and they should be about done. So these are just estimates because all ovens are a little bit different. So this is what my oven cooks it in. So what you need to do is after these times are up, you need to grab a thermometer and you need to check the insides of each of the chicken and make sure that they're at 165. That means that they're done. Okay, that's a pretty tight range for chicken. So these are done. I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay guys, so what I did is I put in the chicken legs, the bone-in chicken legs. I put them in the oven for 375. I put them on for 20 minutes. At that 20-minute mark, I'm gonna check the temperature. They're not gonna be done yet. I'll still check the temperature, gauge where we're at, and then I'll put in our chicken thighs. So these will take about 20, 25 minutes to cook. So then at that time, I'll put those in and then put another 20 minutes on the clock. They both different parts of the legs should be done at that time. I'll test them with a thermometer to make sure they're at 165. And then from there, I'll dump my butter on the rice and saute up some veg, and we'll have a meal. So I will show you guys the progress as we kind of go through here. Okay, this is our butter marinade for the herby rice. Look at that. So it's on the back of my stove and it's on low. And I'm just gonna leave it here. I'm gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna let all of those flavors marinate together. And then I'll add it to my rice. So right here, I've got my rice. So a rice ratio, if you guys aren't aware, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So you do 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. So I have 2 cups of rice in here, so I use 4 cups of water. So all you do is you get the 4 cups of water, you get that to a rolling boil, and then you add your 2 cups of rice, turn off the stove, put your lid on, leave it alone. Every now and then maybe you could swirl it, but don't take the lid off. It needs that steam to cook. Hey guys, okay, so now you take your butter and you just pour it over your rice. And you get all of it in there. Okay? And then you just start to mix it up. Use a fork with rice. And it just adds just a little bit of freshness. Perfect. Okay. The rice is done. Just put the lid on it, you let it relax. And then over here, we've got the chicken. So it went to 165, it's completely done. So we'll just take this out and we'll plate it. It is amazing. So I'll plate it up and then I'll show you guys. Okay, so here's the dish plated. We've got the chicken and then the rice underneath, and I just did green beans, just boiled the green beans and added a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. Easy dinner. Okay guys, well if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, leave me a comment and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. All right, have a good night.